What is up, everyone? JD here. Hope you're doing well today. Got a couple of knives that I want to do a rapid review on with you today, so let's jump into it. All right, guys, so we have a couple of knives on the table that I thought made sense to group together to check out all at one time. First, we're going to take a look at the Dapper Design Chosen. They are calling this a premium box cutter, and it certainly seems like it fits that application. You have a nice utility blade shape on here, thin blade stock on it as well, crossbar locking knife with titanium scales and a titanium backspacer. They are able to keep the price on this down because they're using VG10 blade steel, which is a great kitchen grade steel, and a crossbar locking knife here. Nothing stands out about the action on here. It is locked up nice and solid. You can open and close it. You just got to give it a lot of wrist if you want to flick it. To me, it's kind of more of a slow roller and a slow closer, but a very interesting option. I did cut with it a little bit, and it is slicey. I think again, to open stuff and to occasionally break down a box, this is going to work well, or as a companion carry or something that you maybe want to throw in a pouch or drop in the pocket. I think it's a very interesting option, but honestly, I do think that there are some better alternatives out there that'll get you like a full finger grip. The first thing that came to mind to me was both my Artisan Home and my Pyrite Alt Light, not Alt, sorry, my Pyrite Light. Both of these, I think, are actually better options for everyone to throw into the pocket because they're nice and slender, lightweight, very discreet, not offensive in my opinion, and just going to be a little bit better for you to hold and control and use ergonomically for me personally. But I can get why someone may like and enjoy this. And again, it seems like it is built very well. I don't have any questions about the quality on this one, but it is really just not my cup of tea. But that is the Chosen. The ones that are on the table are both Kizers. We're going to first jump into the Ursa Major. This one is a fold over style Kydex sheath with a Tech Lock style system on it. You have AEBL blade steel with G10 scales that are pin construction here with T8 as your hardware. You do have a stock on the back, so if you need to pummel something, open up a nut or something like that, I think this is going to work very well for you. It's got a nice sharp back, so if you needed to use a fire starter against this, it'll work very well in that scenario as well. Very thin blade stock. I did take it down to cut with, and I will say this was in a pass around, so it did seem to, for some reason, catch a little bit. I don't know if that was me sliding into the sharpening choil or if there was a spot on here. I couldn't feel it when I tested it to the fingers myself, but it seemed fine cutting with it. I had no issues. It's got what I would say is a good geometry, not the sliciest, but obviously not so thick with it that it's just going to be a tactical style thing. You will be able to do plenty of cutting with this. I could see hunting, camping with this, and of course, I think that there are some self-defense applications with this clip point. The tip is a little bit thick. It doesn't come down to a super fine tip, so I think there is some strength here that I think are going to be of benefit to folks. I like the ergos on here. I can get a nice hand-filling grip. It is slightly contoured. It gets flat right here on the scale itself, but contours so nice right here. I mean, it just absolutely melts into the hand. I like this one a lot. I like the finish on it. I'm not sure because it's not mine. It is a pass around, a sample, a review sample. So I don't know how well they did the heat treat on the AEBL or how long it would hold up. But I think it would hold very well. This also almost looks like a hex, maybe like a six or an 8, perhaps, something that you may be able to use as a tool. I think you could get a lanyard on here. Just a really cool fixed blade option. Again, this is going to be, and I think bug out bag would be a very nice application for this as well. And then it has a little drain hole there if it gets wet that the water can drain out on you with. But that is the Ursa Major. And then we have my favorite of these three on the table here today. That is going to be the Kizer Waken. I really like this one a lot. I think this actually flexes a ton. I think you could EDC this daily. I think you could, in a pinch, use this for self-defense. I think you could use this for food prep. I think you could use this for getting into boxes and breaking them down. And it's going to be slim enough to where it's not going to occupy a ton of pocket space to EDC. Or you could scout carry, or you could appendix carry with this one. I think it would work very well. I like the scales being chunky and grippy because it is thinner. So having that tactile nature to the scales makes it so that it's easy to grip with. It did cut very well downstairs, very slicey D2. They did a good job on their D2 with this one, it seems like, from the sample cutting that I have done with this one. And it's so cute out on the tip. I didn't think the pinch grip would work well, but it actually worked really well slicing through the material. Just a pleasure and a joy. It really surprised me a ton to see that one. And I will throw them all down on the table together to kind of give you a size reference to themselves. So here's the Ursa Major and the Quaken from Kizer. And then here is the Shozen from Dapper Design. And then just to help you out a little bit, just in case you're more familiar with one of my personal pocket EDCs that I like, this is the Mini Harpoon. So there's some size reference for you guys with this one, but I did want to do this more rapid style. I know not a lot of you love the fixed blades. I don't know how many would be interested in the Shozen, but I did want to showcase it because it is an interesting option. And I think some people out there like these small, discreet. I like the Nip L, but I can get a 3-finger grip on there very easily, almost 4 with the Nip L. And I think that would be probably a better recommendation than what I made earlier. If you wanted a box cutter, would be something like the Nip L. I would personally push you towards the Nip L in this instance for me personally, because it does have at least a fidget factor to it, and it's coming in S90V instead of VG10, but it is a little bit more expensive than the Shozen. So anyway, this is everything that came in this week. This is my personal, sorry, I was still in the size comparison. Everything that has come in this week, I'm sorry, this is everything that I wanted to cover with these 3 rapid review style. Curious to see what you guys think. Are a lot of you with me and you actually like the Quaken the most out of these 3, or are you picking one of the other ones? And if so, why? I would love to hear why down in the comments. If you enjoyed this rapid review, a like would be appreciated. Affiliate links down in the description in case you do want to pick any of these up. They're all very recommendable, very well made. I was very happy with the performance and the ergos on the Ursa Major and the Quaken. And again, the Shozen, I think that's a personal preference knife. I think it would be something that you would want to pick up maybe if you missed out on the Nip Light. Just let me know in the comments below, guys. Which one are you picking? Which one are you taking? And which one aren't you taking? Which one are you just a hard no on? I'd love to hear that as well. That is something I am very interested in hearing. Okay, I'm out of here. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. Catch you next time, guys. Peace.